Hello folks, welcome back to Factholic. Now, we know a lot of you come to our channel to mostly watch the videos based on kaiju. So guess what? We've got another kaiju treat for you today. Although as always, we wanted to bring something different. So what we did was we've compiled a list of 10 flying kaijus. Also not just any flying kaiju, since this list is actually about the flying kaijus having the largest wingspans. Now, before starting the countdown, let me make one thing clear, that for this list we have taken the largest wingspans of all the different flying kaiju and each of their different incarnations as well. So there may be a few kaiju appearing more than once, although in a different incarnation, since we've taken the size factor as the main criteria. Okay, now that we have that cleared, let's get right into it. Number 10, Battra, 180 meters. Mothra is the most successful kaiju when it comes to battling Godzilla, so imagine what an evil version of the killer moth can do. There ain't no pixie dust here, just pure badassery. Battra is literally like the dark, evil twin of Mothra, and very rightly so, since it's a combat beast of destruction. The dark divine moth kaiju has a predominantly black body with very large wings that have patterns of red, black, and yellow. He also has yellow horns on his head, 6 legs, and red eyes which glow purple when firing his beam, as well as a red line which runs down his body's sides. I personally love the concept of having an evil badass version of Mothra, but sadly, Battra's only film appearance to date came in 1992's Godzilla vs. Mothra. Number 9, Gyaos Hyper, 190 meters. The Shadow of Evil, Gyaos, is another winged kaiju and is considered to be Gamera's arch-enemy. In each of his appearances, Gyaos resembles a large pterosaur or bat-like creature with a flattened arrow-shaped head, leathery wings with 3 claws on each, tail and feet, and a tail with a flat sail on top of it. In Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris, a new type of Gyaos, Hyper Gyaos, was introduced. And this incarnation had the largest wingspan of all other Gyaos incarnations. While it shared similarities to its earlier forms, Hyper Gyaos had a much more draconic appearance. His wings were larger wings, and he even had rough reddish-brown skin. Perhaps the name Hyper suggests that everything is extreme about this incarnation. Not that we're complaining, that's actually how it should be. Number 8, Rodan, Millennium, 200 meters. Rodan, the giant monster of the sky, is probably one of the most iconic and even the most underrated kaiju in the entire Godzilla franchise. In the Millennium era, a mind-controlled pawn of zillions, Rodan appeared in the skies over New York, destroying the plane carrying United Nations Secretary General Naotaro Daigo and allowing him to be captured by the zillions. Appearance-wise, the Millennium Rodan is made to closely resemble the 1956 Rodan design. Number 7, Destoroyah, 210 meters. The Oxygen Destroyer. It has the power to destroy everything in its path. Destoroyah. So what makes this kaiju particularly unique is the fact that this evil monstrosity is arguably by far the most powerful foe that Godzilla has ever faced. Unlike monsters that kill and destroy unintentionally and act only out of instinct or under mind control, Destoroyah seems fully aware of the death and destruction he causes and takes pleasure in causing it. Destoroyah adopts many forms, and its final form is the largest one of all. This form sports bat-like wings, large curved horns on the sides of its head, a humanoid body structure, and a long tail with a pincer at the end. This form's face is more dinosaurian, with a wide mouth filled with sharp teeth, and overall resembles a traditional depiction of a demon. Number 6, Mothra, Final Wars, 214 meters. If the world lives to see another century, please remember what Mothra did for you and the planet you live on. Now, Mothra has appeared in 3 of the Millennium series films, but the Final Wars incarnation has by far the largest wingspan among the 3. Also, this incarnation of Mothra looks identical to the Mothra imago from Godzilla Tokyo SOS, due to being portrayed with the same prop. The only difference seems to be that its fur is slightly darker. As an adult, Mothra creates powerful gusts of winds from her wings and create clouds from her scales to reflect energy attacks. Although her wings appear frail, Mothra is a very capable melee opponent, using her superior mobility to strike her opponents quickly and then retreat. Number 5. King Ghidorah 2019, 238.2 meters. The entire human race will perish from the earth. When the monster Ghidorah passes, only flaming ruins are left. Such is the threat that Ghidorah poses. After all, he's the one who is many. Coming back to his wings that establish this monster's status as one of the most formidable flying kaiju, the membranes of Ghidorah's wings are golden colored, but are made of smooth skin and not covered in scales like previous incarnations. And given the size of this beast, I know many would have expected a much larger wingspan. But for King Ghidorah, these kind of things are trivial, because no matter what his wingspan may be, he's still Godzilla's ultimate nemesis. Number 4. Mothra 2019, 244.75 meters. Mothra, the queen of the monsters, is designated by Monarch as Titanus Mothra, and this probably comes courtesy of the Monsterverse terminology, since Legendary calls the kaiju Titans instead. And maybe they're trying to change things up from how Toho does it. Well, I don't know, but coming back to the topic, the Monsterverse Mothra's design is very different from past incarnations of the character. This Mothra has 2 gigantic compound wings, each composed of 2 segments, a larger segment near the front of her body and a smaller segment towards the rear. The wings possess intricate patterns with the character's traditional orange, yellow, and black coloration, which can emit bioluminescent glows that shift in color. And apart from being large, all those details mean that they're possibly the most beautiful wings that we've ever seen on Mothra. Number 3. Mothra, Showa, 250 meters. Mothra, or Mothra as it's originally called, is undeniably one of the most iconic kaiju that the Godzilla franchise has ever given us. The first on-screen incarnation of the character, the original Mothra, was the first time the world had ever seen a gigantic moth-like kaiju with brightly colored wings. Also, by gigantic, I literally mean it, because if we're talking wingspan sizes, the first generation Mothra by far has the largest wingspan of any other incarnation. Mothra's major distinction among Toho's library of kaiju, aside from being the first female monster in the Godzilla series, is perhaps her benevolent nature and relationship to mankind. While other monsters frequently menace humanity with their very existence, Mothra fights to protect humanity from monsters that threaten it. Number 2. Rodan 2019, 265.5 meters. With the ability to level entire cities simply by flying, Rodan was dreaded as a destroyer by ancient humans who dubbed him the Fire Demon. The Monsterverse Rodan is the largest incarnation of Rodan so far. The Titan of Winged Fury has a massive wingspan. How massive, you may ask? Well, almost 3 times the length of a football field. I know, that's simply insane. To top it off, we know that Monarch actually found Rodan within the volcano on Isla de Mara in Mexico, and we actually saw him come out of it in King of the Monsters. It simply has to be one of the best ever scenes in the history of Rodan in films, and his roar was something really special as well. Number 1. Void Ghidorah, 20,500 meters. Remember it when you're in battle and about to be swallowed in fear. There is a far greater destructive power lurking somewhere in space. Compared to that, Godzilla would not even be worth the fear. It's Ghidorah. If you're another kaiju freak like us, you probably saw it coming. The King of the Void, Void Ghidorah, is the 3-headed interdimensional dragon kaiju. Void Ghidorah is possibly the most powerful kaiju, considering it actually eats planets. And this incarnation of Ghidorah is not only the largest King Ghidorah incarnation, nor only the largest Toho kaiju till date, but it's possibly the largest kaiju to ever exist. So that was the last blast. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to keep watching more videos like these, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep watching Factholic.